Right.
Wait, sorry, before you start, can I ask you a question? Are these the kind of mics where I need to hold them here or I can hold them here?
I sit behind the chair's good. It just captures on me. No, joking. Yeah. Hold them here. Here's cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Stage Time, the podcast that takes you backstage before the artist goes on stage.
Yes.
We're here once again in St. Pancras Clock Tower in London ahead of tonight's show live from the Clock Tower. It's the first show of 2025 and today's guest is performing this evening. It's Sarah Close. Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Really good.
Good New Year? Good
really
Christmas?
good New Year. Good Christmas.
Raring to
I was
go?
a bit sick.
Oh.
Yeah.
You had the lurgy.
Yeah, a bit sick. But you know what? I needed it. I was horizontal. I watched 2 TV shows and all of the Harry Potters.
Oof. What are the TV shows?
Bad Sisters.
Haven't seen it.
On Apple TV. Slow Horses.
Haven't seen it, but I've heard lots of good things.
So good.
Thank you. Tune in next time.
for our next TV recommendations.
That'd be niche, but some people would watch it.
I would want to watch my TV recommendations.
I'm sure you would. No, that sounded so sassy. Thank you for being here. I am genuinely grateful. I don't know.
I'm so excited to play this.
Have you had a tinkle on the ivories yet? No.
No.
You haven't had a chance. It's beautiful.
I'm
so welcome
excited.
to the Clock Tower. First time in the Clock Tower?
Yep.
It's beautiful. It's a special place.
It is.
I mean, we should do really a virtual tour at some point so people can understand. But yeah.
It goes up.
It goes up to the clock. You're not from here originally, are you?
No.
Where are
I'm
you
from the Isle of Wight.
The Isle of Wight?
Yeah.
Did you spend Christmas on the Isle of Wight?
I did.
Amazing.
Yeah, with my family.
And is that where you got your musical start?
It is. Yeah, it is. I grew up on the island. My parents both worked traditional worky jobs. And
I'm intrigued. What did they do?
My mum was a computer programmer. And
I don't see that's quite traditional. That's pretty advanced.
Like, as in, like they had 9 to 5s. They were not making money from being creative in any way. Yeah. But my parents used to play in a band when I was growing up. Yeah. So when I was like 5 to maybe a teenager, every Friday and Saturday night, my parents would be gigging.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What kind of vibe was the band?
They would do covers and they would do pub gigs and they would do a lot of like Red Hot Chili Peppers, The Strokes, Ramones, Blink-182, like a lot of kind of like pub music.
And who was the front man or woman?
My dad played lead guitar and would sing. My mum played bass and she'd also sing. And then they'd always have a drummer and another guitarist. That's
so cool.
It was fun.
So you were exposed young to like band life essentially.
Yeah. And my mum would play like Kirsty MacColl in the car and Shania Twain. But then I remember distinct memories of driving around France on like an 8-lane roundabout and Sum 41 is blaring and my mum's like, I don't know where we're going, and my dad's like, turn the music down,
take it around again.
And I'm in the back with like Sum 41 going good.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Intense.
So I definitely was exposed to a lot of different music growing up.
And when was the first time you thought, oh, I'll have a go at this? Well, my mum would tell you the story that when I was like 2, I was like, well, she's here. No.
Come in. Apparently. Oh, hi. Here's one I filled up earlier. Apparently when I was a kid, I used to say like, I don't know whether or not to be a singer or an artist.
Wow.
And I like when I was 6 or something, I had a karaoke machine and I recorded my first album, which was me singing into a microphone, making up songs on the spot.
Wow.
So I think I always...
Signed by 7 and you were good to go.
You know, some people talk about Taylor Swift. She was signed at 14, but they didn't hear about me.
Where do you think she got the inspiration from?
Yeah, right? Copycat. But I always was like a very creative kid and I wasn't playing instruments, but I was always kind of writing things and squirreling things away. And then when I was 14, my dad was like, you should pick up guitar. And I was like,
classic dad.
I'm definitely not doing that then. Like, you've told me to do it, I'm going to go do something else. And eventually I would sneak upstairs late at night with my mum's guitar and started teaching myself Taylor Swift songs.
Okay, fair.
So actually, can't hate on her. I love her. And
she definitely watches this, so you need to be careful what you say.
Well, I'm thinking after this that she'll invite me on tour. So
well, she's actually here tonight. She arrived with your mum. Shared a cab, which is surprising. I thought she would have taken a private, but
can't believe my mum didn't tell me they were friends. Disappointing of my mum, honestly. But then, and then I started learning guitar and eventually posted a video of myself on YouTube playing it, started writing songs, told my parents. My mum was like, please don't say you've used your real name. I was 14,
really?
like, yeah, I've used my real name.
What was the fear there? Just kind of...
My mum was like, privacy, the internet.
Yeah. She was ahead of her time.
Yeah. Oh, she knew.
Yeah.
She's a mum. They always know.
Yeah, wow. Christ.
So that was kind of my beginnings.
Quite a rich tapestry. If you will, when it comes to music, you've really been exposed to it, thrown into it, and immersed in it. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't think I realized it at the time how...
You never do. Yeah. Spoken like I'm 60. Go on.
An old soul.
Yeah.
But it was really rich musically, and I was so lucky to have access to instruments and also have parents who encouraged that in me, because I've got other friends who are musicians whose parents took a long time to get that. That's one of the biggest
things the older I get as well, and I look back on it. I've got friends who are from crazy wealth, but no support. And I was the antithesis. I had very little, but the support was crazy.
Yeah.
And I took it for granted. I just thought that's what parents do, but some don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think music's hard enough as it is, without then having to push through the barrier of trying to convince the people who birthed you that you're making the right decision. So that's, it's a beautiful thing to have.
Yeah, it really is.
And do you feel like, did island life influence your kind of musical journey? I don't even know.
I think I was really isolated. I'm from a very small village, maybe with like 100 people in it. Yeah. And I never had the experience of going to school and then coming home from school and playing with your friends. I just didn't have that. The only kids in my village were me and my brother.
Crazy.
And
that's very isolated.
It was really isolated. And so I think part of the reason why I started writing songs and was so heavily interested in music was because I just had nothing else to do. I was bored.
Interesting.
And writing songs was a chance for me to daydream and create lives for myself that I just wasn't able to live. So I do think island life influenced me in those ways. And also I really appreciate now as an adult, I appreciate having space. And I think a lot about how space from life, space from people, like being isolated is where a lot of my creativity comes to me.
Yeah, that is interesting. I think it was Friendly Fires, the band who did their Parlor album, I think it was called. And they're like, I don't know if you remember, the album was like a beautiful parrot, and it was all very vibrant and it was very kind of tropical vibes, but they actually wrote that in the dingiest dark cabin in Norway in like minus 30. And he was saying that album wouldn't have happened if they weren't there, because it was like accessing everywhere that they weren't. And I think that's incredible how you can kind of tap into that.
Music is an escape.
Yeah.
It's always like a creation. And I think people will be surprised to know how the saddest songs can sometimes come from joyous moments, like the contrast between the reality and the song that came out of it.
I do think that's a misconception a lot of people have. I can definitely resonate with it. I'm someone who predominantly writes and performs sad songs as an artist.
Yeah. It's not my first time seeing you play.
And she came back. So, and then people are surprised that you're kind of happy. I'm like, I am happy. I love life. I believe in magic. I'm like really just enamored by life, and I think sadness is part of that. And I think like the topics that we both write, I mean, I think we're quite akin in that some of you've got some happier numbers, I would say, but you definitely write from a vulnerable place. Is that something you access quite early on, lyrically and kind of sentiment wise, or is it something you've grown into?
No, I would say that it took me I think it took actually quite a few years ago now, I went through a big breakup. It was my first breakup, and it forced me in my songwriting to be honest.
Interesting.
Because that was the only way that I could process what was happening to me.
It's all you knew, I guess.
Yeah, I think before that, my songs were really, I would actually say maybe more creative because they were complete fabrications.
Amazing.
I mean, I would draw from my personal life, but it was really
You're just conjuring stuff.
Yeah, it was me
your imagination going.
Daydream and being like, what about this and this and this? And then I went through this relationship and this breakup, and I'd always kind of been scared to really go there because I didn't want to betray the person I was dating and write songs about them. Like I felt this responsibility to not slag them off in my songs. And then I went through this breakup and I was feeling so much, and the only thing I could do was sit on the piano and write. And I saw the response to that, and that response taught me that going there in my feelings was safe and okay to do. And it really changed my writing, I think.
And what was that response that you were getting? What was the kind of...
People messaging me being like, oh my God, I need this song. Like I just posted this snippet one day of a song I wrote, and I got messaged about it for years until I released it.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is crazy. And it really showed me the power of honesty. Even if your song gets listened to. My brain.
She's lost herself. She's been so humble and down to earth.
Even if your song gets listened to. Even if 10 people listen to the song, if 5 people go, wow, that really spoke to me, like that's what matters.
Now, people who aren't necessarily musicians might think that's a load of bollocks, but it isn't at all. Because they'll be like, yeah, but that's not like feasible for like if you want to make a career. But it really doesn't matter, because there's been nothing more rewarding, and it's not dissimilar trajectory for me as well when I've had exposed myself with vulnerability in a song or something, and then been met with quite intense outpourings from people of them, like you said, needing the song, or it's got them through this dark patch or whatever. And I think it's taken me a long time to realize that writing about things that are so personal to me, I used to think writing about things personal to me is too niche. How can anyone find themselves in this if it's just about my journey with it? Yeah. But it turns out they can, and they interpret your songs completely differently to how you do. Yeah. Do you, I assume it's happened to you as well, when you play live, people approach you afterwards and maybe share some of these stories, and no one's ever done that? No, I'm joking. I got the Joker. I was like, oh God.
No, people have.
No, you ruined it. Next one. So what's your favourite colour?
My favourite colour is orange.
Is it?
Yeah.
I like orange as well.
Is it? Yeah. I just think...
Like, enough of that. We'll go back to the previous one.
Okay.
Orange is great.
Orange is me. Like if you cut me open, I would bleed orange.
Ooh, okay.
Like I feel like I'm such an orange person.
You okay? Is everything okay?
I'm creative. Let me be creative, bro.
Before I was derailed there by your...
Well, what I was going to say... No, I was listening to you, and I think so much of when it's really easy in modern day music to boil your music down to how many plays has it got, how many followers do I have, what's the interaction, how many tickets am I selling? Like, we live in this modern world that is glued to statistics and numbers, and I think
which feels like it has always been like that, but it's not. It's also not the source.
There's two sides of it. Like music, if you're trying to pursue that as your job, music is a business, and you have to engage with the business, and
so there's an element of that.
So there is an element of it, but when you really think about music, and when I go back to me as a 14-year-old and wanting to write these songs, it was never about will someone hear them and buy it. It came from a very pure place. And I really, as I've grown older and navigated this music industry, I've really tried to go back to my music is an art without sounding like a stuck-up person. Like,
but it's not that. I think
you have to create for yourself. That's when you're successful.
Yeah,
when
agreed.
you create something that is honest and true, and it makes you feel something, or it gets something off your chest, and then putting it out there.
Yeah.
That's just the second layer. It's not an indicative of is this song great or not.
Yeah,
like it
I
just
totally agree.
You have to decouple yourself from, well, that got this many streams, so it's a great like. That's not how the music industry works.
No.
It's
and frankly, I don't think anyone knows how it works. I just think we're seeing the TikTok eruption now, but that will die at some point. There'll be another iteration of it. There's other ways of doing it. And I think if anyone's ever been stuck before and they've asked me or friends of mine, how do you get through like writer's block and stuff? The first thing I always say is, one, go live some stuff. Go absorb the world. Go, walk through the park. Go get your heart broken. I don't know. Just go and live your life. But then two, remind yourself of why you started in this in the first place. And most of us started by ourselves, just creating something.
Yeah.
With no external validation. It was purely just, what did we want to do?
It's play.
It's play. That's it.
It's
perfect.
being a kid and being like, I'm going to do this because
I can. Yeah.
You see kids play and they have no, like they go A, C, D, F, like there's
no agenda.
Their brains are just like, da, 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 da. And I think there is a journey as a musician when you've been in this industry of eventually having the thing and being like, right, I've actually got to try and get back to that little kid who just was mucking about on a guitar and
so true
sing-songing little things.
Yeah. And do you struggle with things like writer's block, creative blocks?
I haven't struggled with writer's block for a really long time, which fingers crossed stays like that. I think that I do a lot of different writing. So I write for other people and I will start ideas by myself. I'll come into the studio with no ideas and just vibe. Like I write in so many different ways with different people and for different outputs. I think it keeps me on my toes. And there's often, if I'm writing a lot for other people, I get the longing to write for myself.
Yeah.
If I'm writing only for myself, I long to be with other people. So I'm always kind of toing and froing.
Yeah.
And I've really learned how I am at my best creative, which, as I said earlier, is when I have space, when I have time, when I walk, when I cook, mostly when I'm doing other things, ideas come to me. And so a lot of my life is like, okay, like go do other things, go and be mindless and let it happen.
It's so great that you have that awareness. And I think it's also something I resonate with wholeheartedly. Again, writing for other people is something that I hold very dear to myself, and experimenting in genres that I would never perform myself is very cathartic. And I think it kind of, sends your energy into different areas to get feedback from it. And it's really beneficial. But then also, filling up your cup, going out and, like I said before, living stuff. Is that something now you do consciously, or is it kind of an instinct that you've kind of developed?
It's definitely something I do consciously.
Yeah, okay.
I think when my life right now is very busy, I'm to and froing lots of different places, traveling a lot.
You're based in London at the minute?
I'm based in London.
Based in London. Okay.
Yeah. But I work. Actually, I shouldn't say work because I write a lot.
I was going to say we're going to cut that out, but I'm really not going to do that.
I don't want to get in trouble with anyone. I go over to America and I will sometimes write songs over there. And my life's quite structured right now. I look in my calendar and I've got plans for the next kind of 3 months, when, a couple years ago, I would kind of book sessions for the next couple weeks. Which I don't really enjoy seeing that in my calendar. I like being able to be like, I could go here, I could go here. Yeah. Even if I don't do those things, I just want to know that I have the freedom to
That's interesting.
do something if I want to. So I am, because my days are busy and I'm working a lot, I definitely structure in nothing time.
Yeah, good.
Just sitting on my bed and thinking and seeing where the brain goes. Because I can see that when I foster that time in my life, my songwriting is better.
Mm-hmm.
So I try and...
Do you journal or anything?
I do journal.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah.
I feel like I ran a songwriting workshop in Germany in a German castle.
Sick.
That's it. That's all I wanted to say. No. And I went to this thing and I expected to kind of just do an hour. Usually, you've probably been asked to do these things as well. I'll go and give a talk for an hour, Q&A, chill. Got there and it was a 2-day itinerary that I was supposed to fill and I had no idea. So I was really scrambling at this point. But one of the best exercises we did was morning pages.
Yes.
From kind of the artist way of thinking. And we did it as a practice, which was good as well because it killed quite a lot of time. And watching people do it, then I returned to doing it because I go periodically in and out of phases of meditation, doing all those things. And it is incredible where the mind goes. Mm-hmm. And once you kind of clear the pipes a bit, you kind of free yourself up.
Yes.
How long have you journaled for? What's your protocol with that?
So actually my mum, when I was about 7 years old, showed me one of her journals that she kept from when she was a teenager. And she was like, I really encourage you, if you want, to start keeping a journal to read back one day. And I was so inspired by it. And I've got a journal from when I was like 7. And it's so jokes because it's like, I kissed Max today. Sometimes I steal money from my parents.
Shout out, Max.
If I find pennies around the house, I say they're mine. Like the dumbest things. But
it was deep at the time though. That stuff was.
But it's fascinating to go back and be like, oh, I thought that.
Yeah. And you can return to that place. I guess.
I mean, I have the memory of a sieve. So without a journal, I probably wouldn't remember what happens to me. I don't know how useful I've read The Artist's Way and I did do morning pages and it was a habit that I found really hard to keep. I find a lot of I don't know if you ever do this, but a lot of my songwriting comes from mumbling. Mm-hmm. I love mumbling. Yeah. I put something on, I'm like, don't think, Sarah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and then I just pick out what's interesting.
Well, some of my favorite co-writers that I work with a lot are really good at doing that on my behalf. So I'll often, especially if it's for other people, just do a freestyle, take over a track or whatever.
Yes.
Because melody is my first and foremost, is my easiest instinct. I'd say first. That's my jam. So I'll do that. And then suddenly these people are like, they've got these lyrics. I'm like, that's great. And I'm like, no, you said it. And I think we have a mutual friend in Adam Argyle.
The guy.
He's one of the best at it.
He is. I love him so much.
He's amazing. And one of my more successful songs as an artist was called Hold On To Letting Go. And that, I've still got the voice memo from it. I'm just mumbling away. And then he picks that phrase out from what I mumbled. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I said it or not. I don't know if he just planted it and just being super humble. But it's invaluable to have that person listen intently. And, and there is this subconscious there, which I guess is what journaling helps tap into.
The subconscious is like...
It's going.
She's the bitch.
Yeah, go off.
I love her.
Yeah.
But it is... almost in my head, I see it as like life is day to day, your brain and your mood is like a big barrel. Mm-hmm. And at the bottom is the juicy good stuff. That's where the song comes from.
Yeah.
And you have to pick off the stress, pick off the worries, stop thinking about what am I going to have for tea tonight, stop thinking about the person on the tube who looked at you weird, and get down. It's hard to get there. It really is.
Which is why it takes processes like journaling or going for a run is my... Mm-hmm. I'm lucky to fit... My head's quite a nice place to be most of the time, but if I'm in a kind of a funk, I just know I will never regret a run. And by the end of it, whatever I was worrying about is just gone. It's incredible.
Nice. I'm a bit of a swimmer, you know? My new hobby, swimming.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Honestly, I'm really struggling to breathe.
You know you can't breathe underwater though. That's probably why you're struggling. It's more you have to come up for that.
I'm like swimming and I'm trying so hard to do the proper breathing.
Yeah.
I need some lessons. But I enjoy it because I can't think of anything else because I'm like, how do I breathe?
Yeah. We're very mindful. I mean, you can't do much else.
Mindful.
Yeah. Incredible. You'll hopefully be breathing tonight on stage while you perform.
I hope so.
I'm looking forward to it.
Be better if I did, right?
I think so.
Yeah,
Although
I'll try
hilarious
to remember.
if you didn't. I think it'd be...
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
Not breathing anymore. Gotta go.
Thank you so much for this. I'm looking forward to this evening. We're going to finish with an awkward wave over here. Goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you so much. You killed that.
So welcome.
We could have done 2 hours of that.